I guess I'm gonna read this other one. I didn't really write it to read it out loud, but it kind of helped me feel better about a week ago, so I guess I'll read it. It's called Why I Write Poetry. And so, alright. My hands shake like a drug addict. It's been 1 week since I tasted that delicious, relieving, seductive substance, that liquid freedom coffee. My hands shake as if I have anxiety over accomplishing something, doing something worthwhile, meaningful, as if there is something to be anxious about, but the day is already done, it's over, spent, and I've done naught. Tonight's simply another wasted day, spent idly, lived and not experienced. I can't stop shaking. Why am I shaking? I want to stop everything, and to actually do something. So here I am, wasting time again on this poem, which I'll never read to anyone. But it helps. The poem calms me somehow. For some mystical, unknown, mysterious reason, it heals me. The shaking stops somewhat. Perhaps I can move on now and actually do something other than sitting here, dying here, scarcely existing here. My resolve to live, slowly but surely coming back with each and every poem, which helps me to better understand myself and fears, anxieties, loathing, negativity, and hesitancy, idleness, and darkness. Everything I have run from, ignored, denied, tried to bury and forget. The poetry brings back these old wounds, problems, and feelings to the surface, forcing me to deal with them, face them. I can no longer run from them, numb myself to them and the world, escape them. I'm tired of running, though, tired of constantly doubting and hating myself to the very core, tired of pretending everything is okay, lying to everyone, acting. I'm tired of running, so I will write this poetry and finally find the resolution to face life, my problems, my anxieties, my darkness, myself. I have to, if I ever want to move forward, to finally do something more than exist. I have to keep writing and come to terms with myself, my greatest enemy. Fight the darkness inside and win or die trying. I'm tired of things as they are, so I've decided to change them finally. That is why I write. That is why I have to write poetry. The art form that I hated and refused to try until SOS came along, heard my call for SOS, sent out the floats, rescued me, helped me to see the change, or that change is possible. It's possible to face the darkness and win without despair, to change and to live, to do more than exist and to live, but instead to move forward and to do something, whatever I want with this life, without fear or hesitancy. To move forward as myself, not acting, pretending, lying, but instead to live, to be happy. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is certain. There is no reason to fear. You only lose when you give up, give into my own negativity and doubt. Instead of falling deeper and deeper, it is possible to fly, to glide. All it takes is the will, and through poetry, through SOS, I can feel my weight slowly being lifted. As my descent slows, one day I know that I too might be able to fly, and so until that time comes, I will keep writing poetry as SOS keeps purging demons, not only from me, but from all of us, and hopefully someday enabling me to help exorcise demons from others, to show them that the darkness is nothing at all, without being empowered. Even a flicker of light, of hope, can and will burn the darkness away bit by bit until that time is through. Or until that time, though, until I can help light others' candles, I will continue with poetry and with SOS, never forgetting the lessons I've learned, the feelings and weight being lifted. Even without coffee. I don't need coffee. I'm shaking, or the shaking has stopped completely thanks to this poem and to SOS, my inspiration, my light, my burning flame, SOS.
Yeah! All right. Next on the list we have Stephen Lynch. Yeah!
Okay, I'm going to read a few excerpts from Pokemon County's Wild Sheep Chase, and they're pretty brief. Alright. First, I want to know more about you, she started. What about me? Everything. How you were brought up, how old you are, what you do for a living, stuff like that. It's your ordinary story, so utterly ordinary, you'd probably doze off in the middle of it. I like ordinary stories. Mine is the kind of ordinary story no one could possibly enjoy. That's okay. Give me 10 minutes worth. I was born in 1948 on December 24th, Christmas Eve. Now, Christmas Eve doesn't make a very good birthday. I mean, you don't get separate birthday and Christmas presents. Everyone figures they save money that way. My sign is Capricorn, and my blood type is A. A perfect combination for bank tellers and civil servants. I'm not supposed to get along well with Sagittarians, and Libras, and Aquarians. A boring life, don't you think? I'm fascinated. I grew up in an ordinary little town, went to an ordinary school. I was a quiet child, but grew into a bored kid. I met this ordinary girl, had an ordinary first romance. When I was 18, I came to Tokyo to go to college. When I got out of college, a friend and I set up a small translation service, and somehow we scraped by. 3 years ago, we branched out into a PR, newsletters, and advertising-related work, and that's going fairly well. I got involved with one of the women who worked at the firm. We got married 4 years back and got divorced 2 months ago. No one reason I can put it all down to. I have an old tomcat for a pet, smoke 40 cigarettes a day, can't seem to quit. I own 3 suits, 6 neckties, plus a collection of 500 records that are hopelessly out of style. I've memorized all the murderers' names and every Ellery Queen mystery ever written. I own the complete a la Richard Dutemps Produce, but have only read half. I drink beer in summer, whiskey in winter. In 2 days out of 3, you eat omelets and sandwiches in bars, right? Uh-huh, I said. What an interesting life. It's been boring so far. It'll probably be the same from here on. Not that it bothers me. I mean, I take what I get. And then this next one is from... It's another excerpt from... What is the chapter? The song is over. He travels to his old hometown. Jay's bar had completely changed. The old Jay's bar had been a dank place in the basement of an old building by the highway. On summer nights with the air conditioner going, a fine mist would form. After a long bout of drinking, even your shirt would be damp. Jay's real name was some unpronounceable Chinese polysyllable. The nickname Jay was given to him by some GIs on the base where he worked after the war. His real name was soon forgotten. In 1954, Jay quit his job on the base and opened a small bar, the very first Jay's bar. The bar proved quite successful. A large part of the clientele was from the Air Force Officer Candidate School, and the atmosphere wasn't bad. After the bar got its start, Jay got married, but 5 years later, his wife died. Jay never talked about the cause of her death. In 1963, as the Vietnam War was beginning to go great guns, Jay sold the bar and moved far away to my hometown. There he opened the second Jay's bar. He had a cat, smoked a pack of cigarettes a day, never touched a drop of alcohol. That's the sum of everything I know about Jay. Up until the time I met the rat, I always went to Jay's bar alone. I'd sip a beer slowly, smoke cigarettes, and feed coins into the jukebox. This was when Jay's bar was usually empty, so I stood at the counter talking all kinds of things with Jay, though about what exactly I don't remember. What could a shy 17-year-old high school student and a Chinese widower have to talk about? When I turned 18 and left town, the rat came along and took my place at the bar drinking beer. 5 years ago, when the rat left town, there was no one to take his place. 6 months later, when the road was widening, Jay had to change shops again, and the second Jay's bar was relegated to legend. The third Jay bar was a quarter of a mile away by the river. It wasn't much bigger than the old place, but it was on the 3rd floor of a new 4-story building with an elevator. Taking an elevator to Jay's bar made me feel like I had the address wrong. The same with looking out over the lights of town from the counter. This new place had big windows facing west and south, out onto the line of hills and the area where the ocean used to be. The whole oceanfront had been filled in a few years back, and the whole mile there was packed with gravestone rows of tall buildings. Used to be water over there, I said. Right, said Jay. Went swimming there a lot. Yeah, said Jay, bringing a generic lighter up with a cigarette at his lips. They bulldozed the hills to put up houses, haul the dirt to the sea for landfill, then go and build there too. And they think it's all fine and proper. I drank my beer. The ceiling speakers were playing the latest Bull Skaggs hit. There wasn't a jukebox in sight. Almost all the customers in the place were university student couples, neatly dressed and politely sipping their highballs. No girls on the verge of passing out drunk, no hot fights brewing. You could tell that when they went home, they put on pajamas, brushed their teeth, and went straight to bed. There was nothing wrong with that. Nice and neat is fine and dandy. There's nothing in a bar or in the world at large that say things have to be a certain way. Jay kept his eyes on me the whole while. So everything's different and you feel out of place. Not really, I said. It's just the chaos has changed shape. The giraffe and the bear have traded hats, and the bear switched scars with the zebra. Same as ever, Jay laughed. Times have changed, I said. A lot of things have changed. But the bottom line is, that's fine. Everybody trades places. No complaints.